The feminine art of just leaning back, receiving and allowing. When I tell my clients, as a woman, you are made to receive. And they get a little confused until I tell them this. Look at it on a biological level. Literally, in a sexual way, the man gives and the woman receives. This is not just a metaphor, okay? This is not just something that happens physically. It happens spiritually as well, and energetically. When a woman leans back and allows a man to actually lead, it amplifies his masculine energy. You will see him visibly step into it. Now, as a hyper-independent woman, I learned this the hard way. And it took me so long to finally understand how to do it. Because I didn't feel safe leaning back. I felt like I needed to be the leader in every single relationship. I'm not gonna lie, the thing that helped me the most was releasing control and surrendering to the Lord, to God. That was something that took a lot of inner work because, again, as a hyper-independent woman, I hated relying or being dependent on anyone else but myself. And I would force myself into solitude to get stuff done myself. When I was younger, I wasn't even able to receive things like compliments. Whenever somebody would compliment me, I would either one, deflect it, or I'd be like, no, you. So if someone was like, you're so pretty, I'd be like, no, you are. Because I could not receive compliments. And this alluded into every single area of my life. If a man tried to open the door for me, I'd be like, go ahead. I could not receive for the life of me. But again, in a man's nature, he wants to give. Like a man who truly is in his masculine energy, and if he likes you, he will want to give you everything. And all you really need to do is sit back and receive it as a woman and thank, gratitude. That is it. That is the dynamic. And I'll just give you a further example to further your understanding in this aspect. When I was younger and I would go on dates, I would plan the date. I would be like, hey, can we do this, da 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 da. Even I would pay for some dates when I was younger as well. And now what I do is I allow the man to come to me. I allow him to ask me on a date. I allow him to plan. I allow him to pick me up. And this just activates his masculine energy so much. And that him being in his masculine creates a safe container for me to be in my feminine. Now, if you were anything like me and you're thinking, I feel so bad, like how can I do that? I don't understand. How can I just receive? How can I receive compliments? I'm not good at this. I got you. Trust me, I understand completely. If I'm thinking back to when I just started receiving, this is what I did. I allowed myself to receive a little bit, and it started with compliments. I actually had worked on this with my therapist. She would always say, oh my God, you're so beautiful. And I'd be like, stop. I couldn't receive it. And so with her, I told her my goal was to learn how to receive more, specifically compliments. So I think she would intentionally compliment me. And I got to learn how to receive. And slowly, people in public would tell me, you're so beautiful. And instead of deflecting it, I'd be like, thank you. And that's it. And that is how I started to learn to receive. And then on top of that, when the door was being held open for me, I wouldn't say, no, go ahead. I would say, thank you. Specifically to a man. If a woman's opening the door for me, I usually will say, go ahead. But if a man's holding the door open for me, I will say, thank you. Instead of saying, no, you go. Now, these two things were very subtle. It just kind of like tricked my brain into starting to being able to accept gifts, accept words of affirmation, just accept these things and putting myself into my feminine. And then I started playing around with asking. So I remember this so clearly. I was in high school and there was this new burrito place that opened up, and I had went there and I just asked, can I have a free burrito? And they said yes every time. Every single time I went there for lunch, even if it wasn't on school lunch, they would give me a free burrito. And that's it. I just had to ask. And old me, oh my goodness, you couldn't pay me. You could not pay me to ask somebody for anything. And this is another lesson in here. Ask. You will never receive. You will, I don't want to say never receive, because again, when you're in your feminine, people will just want to give to you. That's the basics of it. But you also must learn how to ask for things. I'll give you just another example. A couple of days ago, me and my friend were at a cafe, and they had this sign that said, if you give us like a 5-star review, we will give you a free cookie. And I did it, and I'm looking at the cookies, and I can't choose between two of them. It was chocolate chip and peanut butter, and I could not choose between it. And so I kind of looked at him, and I was like, can I have two? And he goes, yeah. If I didn't ask for 2 cookies, I never would have gotten 2 cookies. That's just a funny example, but it's to hone the point in of 1, men love giving. 2, you are allowed to lay back, to lean back, and to allow a man to give to you. And 3, ask. Ask. In a lot of scenarios, you will never get something if you don't ask. Have the ability to ask. If you want to work on this, ask for small things. Maybe things that you don't actually care about. For example, that free burrito, I had the money to pay for it. I would have paid for it if they said no. But it was just a way to test my limits and to see almost what I could get as a woman. And I got it. And I use this day to day, and I actually saw a trend on TikTok. It was called rejection therapy or something, where people were asking outrageous questions to purposely get rejected to build up that confidence, because a lot of people fear rejection. It's a lot of people's number one fear. And so that's what I had to start doing a while ago without hoping. Like, obviously it'd be very nice to receive a free burrito, but I wasn't expecting it, nor would I have been hurt or heartbroken if they had said no. So that is the perfect setup. Do something that you kind of expect them to say no, and it's not going to hurt you if they say no, and watch what happens, especially when you practice that receiving energy, right? Because again, let's just say old me was, let me just try to get a free burrito, and they said yes, I actually would have been like, no, here's money. I wouldn't have been able to receive it. So that is it, guys. I hope you took something beautiful out of it. Please comment below what you're going to focus on receiving, and what you're gonna ask. It is so fun. I still do it to this day. Like and follow for more. And if you want to join my free community of lovely ladies, you can join that through the link of my Instagram bio. It's also on the link of my YouTube bio as well. Under my link tree, you should see it. Super accessible and free. Mwah.